everybody's set now. We appreciate it. Usman, thank you. Paul, how excited are you for October 3rd?
Incredibly excited, my man. This is my life's work, so looking forward to getting that belt.
Usman, let's come over to you. We can hear you. We can see you. You look awesome. How do you plan on keeping your undefeated record intact in a rematch with a guy that took you to the absolute limit?
Как ты планируешь защитить свой титул и сохранить свой рекорд непобежденным?
Like always. Are you hearing me, guys? I don't understand. Like you hear me, or you don't hear me. Like
yes.
I say hello, you doesn't answer to me. Maybe first of all, we're gonna be like, hello, how are you guys? Everything.
All right, Usman, hello. How are you guys? Alex, just let him know we've already started, and if he could just answer the question, please. Thank you.
Okay, so okay. So like always, I training so hard. This camp, it's like definitely like everything is different this time. I have a high level sparring partners. I have my team with me, and I can't even imagine how I can lose this fight. You know, first fight. If I won first fight with that camp, brother, this time it's gonna be like all different in my mind, in my shape, like physically, conditionally, like everything gonna be different. And I'll show you guys this, inshallah.
We're certainly excited to see you. If it's a better fight than in January, we're all going to be in store for something really, really cool. All right, Tani, let's go ahead and open up to the media for questions.
Jake. Hey, guys. Paul, we'll start with you. After the first fight, there's a lot of calls for a rematch. Fans wanted the rematch. There seemed to be some reluctance, hesitancy from Usman's side about taking that. Did you feel disrespected at all when they maybe didn't want the rematch?
No, I didn't feel disrespected. I think it's just business. Yeah, that's just how this game goes. But I obviously earned this rematch by getting the 42-second knockout. So it's also the fight that the fans want to see. So ultimately, that is what you must do in the sport.
And then, like, what do you do differently? Obviously, maybe the short answer is win. But are there certain things that you feel like you need to capitalize on this fight compared to the first fight?
Of course, yes. Look, I've got 5 rounds of experience in there with him now, so I have to learn as much as I possibly can from that and implement it on the night.
And then Usman, flipping it over to you, does this rematch now excite you? I'm asking because maybe at first this is one that you didn't feel like you guys needed to do. Is that true?
Yeah. Honestly, first fight isn't go like how I want, how I see, and this fight, everything gonna be different. Like you know, I don't wanna talk too much, and I know he preparing his best shape. How he said, like he working like this is his all his life work, and same thing for me. I'm ready to die inside the cage. I don't care. Like if I have to be die in this cage for the victory, I will be die. This is my mentality. You know, we'll see what's gonna happen. If you know, in fight can happen everything. You can break your leg, you know, you can break your arm. You can like get some very big injury. It's not like some loss, but if you're fighting and you show and other guys show like better shape, better condition, of course, then you have to work more. But for this fight, I can say only one thing. He have to be ready because of I'm coming. This is not same Usman who was January. This is different Usman, and I know he's gonna be different too. That's why I think this is most like one of the best fight in this year. Is gonna be one of the best fight in this year between me and PaulHughes.
One more quick, Usman. I'm just curious on your thoughts of Zubaira Tukhugov and Artem Lobov. How do you feel about that fight?
Усман, по поводу боя Зубайра с Лобовым, ты что думаешь?
I'm working. We are here together with Zubaira Tukhugov. and Zainukova, Kasharip. Here I have Magomedov, like a whole team together. We're working here, and I see how these guys working. There is have great shape, and like this week and this and next week is gonna be very tough for us and very hard. And after that, we will show to the world how we preparing this fight.
Thank you, guys.
Sammy from DAZN.
Yes. Hello, Paul. What is your plan if you win that fight? Could you go and train in Dagestan with him?
Trilogy.
If you won that fight, you can go to Dagestan to train with him and Habib and all the team. It's the plan.
No, we need the trilogy, bro.
And what do you think that we're gonna have in that fight? Before, what did you change to win that fight against him?
Minor things. Obviously, having fought 5 rounds already, there is a lot that you can take from this, but I'm under no illusion that he is going to have a different game plan and a better game plan this time, as will I. So I'm interested to see how that will clash on the night and who will perform better.
Perfect, thanks. Usman, assalamu alaikum. Just one question, please. And hello, Alex. Do you think that you can finish Paul during this fight? That the thing that you didn't do the last time?
I'm not looking for the finish. Like when you have a title shot, you should to be ready for the 5 round. Of course, in fight can happen everything. If I will be some opportunities, like of course I'll try to finish, but I'm preparing for the 5 round. I'm doing very good job, and I'm working very hard for this fight, and everything going well. Alhamdulillah.
Gabriel.
Yeah, first question for Paul. Paul, obviously, you go through the hard work of the first fight. It is a very close one, but doesn't go your way. Now you've been waiting. Is there ever a bit of fatigue? Like you've been asked about Usman, you've been expected to fight Usman, and it's just been such a long time. How do you keep yourself sharp to stay focused on just one guy for such a long period of time?
To be honest, it doesn't take any excess energy. If anything, it gives me more energy preparing for such a big opportunity and such a difficult task and fighting him. I also have experience in my Cage Warriors days. I had a rematch for a world title fight, and I spent about maybe 18 months preparing to rematch an opponent that I previously fought. So I've been in this territory before, and I've also came on top in this territory before.
And then question for Usman. Obviously, your team is very celebrated for how well they do. When you have a close fight with, like you did with Paul, what kind of talks do you have to improve and to do better in the gym following such a close fight?
Усман, вопрос тебе. Вот был близкий бой. После того, как бой прошел, вы разбирали как-то в зале результаты, работу над ошибками делали. Как вы подходите к этому бою второй раз?
Yes. We know our mistakes. I know my mistakes, and of course I know my mistake better than someone. And I have corners, like my coaches. We are watching. I watched like maybe 10 times this fight. I see a lot of my mistakes. I see a lot of something what I have to change, and of course we work on it. We are, but more focus not for the what he doing good, but we are our focus to be on our best shape and be better than I was before, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Gian.
Hi. First question for Usman. The first fight between yourself and Paul was generally looked at as the greatest fight in PFL history, and everyone wanted an immediate rematch. It's 251 days since that first fight. Paul has fought since then, and he's kind of alluded to that were kind of reluctant to take the rematch. Why has it taken so long, and why were you reluctant to rematch the biggest fight that's ever been in PFL?
У вас был первый
Переведи, да.
У вас был первый бой очень уникальный, бой года, можно сказать. С того времени у Пола уже был один бой, у тебя пока не было, и было мнение, что хотели как можно быстрее этот бой сделать. Было ли какое-то у тебя нежелание с ним драться, или это просто так сложилось?
Ну, такого нежелания с ним драться, такого нет. Мне, честно, вот если честно, не... You hear me, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so давай я на русском отвечу. Такого нежелания прям с ним драться не было. Мне, в принципе, без разницы, с кем подраться. Кого мне дадут, я с любым подерусь. У меня нету такого, что я могу выбирать в этой лиге какого-то себе соперника. Я чемпион, и кого поставят против меня, я со всеми буду драться. Мне без разницы, хоть это Пол или хоть это вообще кто бы там ни был. Отправьте мне контракт, отправьте мне дату, я подготовлюсь, выйду на ринг и покажу все, на что я способен и почему я лучший в мире.
No, I wasn't reluctant to rematch him. It's just the way things played out. I don't pick my opponents. Whatever the league, the matchmakers tell me, that's what I follow. I just train hard, and it just played out to be this way. So I was ready to go whenever.
And just a question for Paul as well. Paul, obviously you put out on social media the other day about the boxing match in Windsor Park. Obviously you've already said the word trilogy here. If you win this fight, obviously we have John Mitchell, we have Kaelan and Artem too. Is that your dream for your next fight to be Windsor Park in a stadium, first ever PFL fight in a stadium representing Ireland? And how big is it for you to represent Ireland as well and bring big time MMA back to Ireland?
Yeah, look, it means the world to kind of be carrying the torch now for Irish MMA is a great privilege and a great honor, something I don't take lightly. And with doing that, what I want to do is create these big nights for not only myself but also for my teammates, for my fellow countrymen, to bring big time MMA back to Ireland. Because why the fuck not? 23,000 people in Belfast. I think Trilogy would definitely do that. So.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, lads. Appreciate it.
Oh, God, thank you so much.
Mike Pendleton.
Sorry, I didn't hear you guys there. Paul, obviously there's been a lot made about this fight specifically, but I think you really changed the game as a free agent coming over to the PFL. You've been in high-profile matches since the start. What would you say about your career trajectory with this company and where you plan to go with the PFL moving forward?
Well, the PFL have changed my life. They've given me a platform to show my skills to the world. They've allowed me to change my life financially also. So it's been a great move. It was a great career decision for me to go down this path because look at what I have done. Look at the big nights that I have created for the organization and also for myself. So yeah, it's been a great thing. What I foresee for the future is myself being a champion for a long time.
And Usman, for you, this is obviously the biggest matchup. We've heard all day about how this was one of the best fights in PFL history. When you take on a guy like PaulHughes, ultimately, what do you want to achieve here with the PFL and in your future?
Что ты пытаешься достичь в своей карьере в плане в PFL и в дальнейшем? Чего бы ты хотел в итоге добиться, выступая в ММА?
Ну, я думаю, я уже добился того, чего хочет добиться Пол. И я просто хочу выступать и выигрывать. Я люблю соревнования, я люблю соревноваться, поэтому мы здесь для того, чтобы соревноваться с лучшими в мире, и все.
I think I already achieved a lot in my life. Like one of the things that Paul is trying to achieve right now. For me right now, it's just about staying active, advancing the sport, advancing MMA in my country, and just fighting the best fighters in the world.
Thank you, guys.
Paul Brown.
Just one for PaulHughes there. So Usman has kind of said there, he mentioned, I mean, straight after the first fight, he mentioned how he had underestimated you. And then he talked about his team there this moment and how he's preparing. And he was talking about, in comparison to yours, he's training with all these guys who've achieved so much in the sport. For me, it kind of comes across as maybe he's maybe disregarding the level of the guys. I mean, I know the guys that you train with at Fight Academy Ireland have not achieved at the same level as of yet in their careers that Usman's team have. But there's certainly value in having a bunch of young, hungry lions who are trying to get to the top, all helping each other work their way there. So, do you feel that maybe there's a little bit of that same sort of underestimation going on with those comments?
I think maybe to a small degree that I'm still underestimated. Yeah, but of course it does matter who you train with. That's very important. You're only as good as your training partners. But also when you're special, you can do special things, and that's what I am.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Jacob.
Okay, so this question is going to be for Paul. Obviously, the first fight was likely the biggest fight PFL's ever put on. Have you been able to kind of have your mind escape to the thought, like, with a win here, you become not only one of the biggest fighters in Ireland's history, but probably in all of Europe's history? Have you kind of been able to start, like, picturing what that's going to look like for you as your career continues to move forward, as you've taken this by storm?
To be honest, no, I haven't thought about that. I've just been focused on the fight. Now I know that there's a great deal of things comes with a victory here, but all I'm focused on is the day to day, making sure my training is absolutely perfect, making sure I'm coming in there with a perfect game plan, in perfect shape, ready to put on a perfect performance. So I will see after I get that belt, then we'll see. I know my life's going to change. Of course, it changes every time I fight. So I'm looking forward to it.
And then this next question is for Usman. In previous podcasts that I've listened to, I've heard Paul kind of mention that he thinks it may have been a mistake to not take a fight in between these two fights. Do you have any comments on what he had said about that?
Пол сказал, что одна из ошибок была то, что простой был, не было у тебя боев между вашими боями. Это может быть ошибкой для тебя. Ты так это считаешь, воспринимаешь или нет?
No, I don't think so. Because I'm training all the time. I was improving my skills. I didn't stop. And his fight with this guy, from how he finished like 45 seconds. But this guy, I think this guy not gonna give him like something, because of it was like sparring part. It was like sparring in the training gym. This guy give him 2 low kick, maybe something, like he knock him out, and that's it. Like, if he go with him for deep ocean, yes, then he can change. Like, he can be different fighter. Yes, I'm agree with that. But when you doing some like good shot and finish the fight, this is good too. But this is not teach you a lot. My fight with him teach him a lot and teach me a lot. Like, it was good fight. I agree with that. But now, like, I don't know why you think like that. But I have 20 fights. If you talk about experience, if you talk about fighters, I have 20 fights in my career, and I have a lot of experience amateur fighters. I'm world champion amateur, and I whole my life I fighting. I don't need to find some. I don't need fight every year 2-3 times to be in shape. I can fight 2 times or like 3 times, and this is enough for me. Same way, this is his opinion, and he can say that. Why not?
Thank you, guys. Look forward to it.
Will Castle.
Hi guys, hope you're doing well. This question is for Usman. How would you say that your relationship and sort of perception of Paul and the rivalry has developed since that first fight?
С последнего вашего боя твое мнение и восприятие Пола как-то поменялось? Ты его воспринимаешь по-другому или нет? Или так же? Мнение твое о нем.
Yes. I am like, yes. I really respectful him. I really respect him. I respect his all skills, and he's a good fighter. Now, because of first time I'm underestimate him, and this is like almost was big mistake. But this time I will respect him, and I will go to the I will go to this fight like with respect because of I don't want to make mistake again. You know.
Mm. Well, also, how would you compare it to sort of the volatility of McGregor Khabib? Because obviously that rivalry had quite a big impact on like the MMA scenes in especially Ireland and Russia.
То, какой вы след оставите в ММА и как воспринимать будут ваш рематч, как ты думаешь, это как-то напоминает историю Хабиба с Макгрегором? Насколько это может в мире ММА новостей создать?
Please don't talk about this guy, okay?
Right. Okay. So is that are you just hoping for it to be a completely separate entity?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Are you trying to create a completely different history to the one that, you know, it's still burned into all our minds?
We already have history, brother. We already have history. And everybody know which one we have, which history we have. And we don't need to talk about this.
I agree.
Fair enough. Cheers, guys. Look forward to it.
James.
Trash version.
Hi guys, first one for Paul. Obviously ahead of your last PFL fight. I know that you spent a lot of time with Carl Frampton. So can you tell me a little bit about that? And in terms of Irish heroes for you, is he up there right at the top of the people who you really, really looked up to?
Yeah, big time. I really look up to Carl. I think he's a Belfast legend for sure. He's the only two-weight world champion to come out of the island of Ireland. So also in saying that, just such a nice guy as well. Someone that I really respect and someone that I admire for how humble he is. So yeah, he's definitely someone that I look up to.
Perfect. And Usman, Khabib made a comment that you could be or even are greater than Ilia Topuria. I just wanted to know what your take was on that, what it was like to get a compliment like that from Khabib.
Brother, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, in an interview I heard that Khabib said that you could be even greater than Ilia Topuria. So I wanted to know what your thoughts were on that.
Кhabиб сказал, что у тебя, само собой, хороший потенциал быть более известным бойцом в будущем. Как твое мнение по этому поводу?
No, like some people see what you can see inside to you. Maybe from other side, I'm looking like, but for my opinion, I can be even better. But we'll see what's gonna happen, brother. I don't wanna spoke about like future. Let's talk about this fight.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Lorenzo.
Thank you both. My first question is for Usman. Usman, the first fight was obviously very close. How do you approach this rematch, knowing that there are people that thought you did not deserve?
When you call the first fight was very close, why you don't look at the judges? What they say? It wasn't close, brother. Fight. Unanimous decision. It's not close fight. Split decision. This is close fight. When you talk about like close fight, you guys first of all think about this, okay? I'm not losing even round. Even that round, there is a way to take my point. I'm not lose this round. It was draw round, you know. Honestly, I'm tired to hear like it was close fight. It was close fight. Maybe you guys wanna make me think about it was first like close fight, but in my mind it wasn't.
Understood. I was going to ask you if you
even Paul said he won this first fight.
Correct. Do you feel like you have nothing to prove? It's just status quo for you going into this rematch?
То есть боем нечего доказывать, да? Ты полностью уверен, что ты все показал уже.
Of course, first fight, like it wasn't close fight. I'm won, but this fight, this time I will fight like I wanna be better. I will be better. But first fight wasn't close.
Thank you very much. And for Paul, we'd be hard pressed to find a more anticipated rematch in the MMA space right now. Can you talk to us about what it feels like to be involved in such a big rivalry and knowing the level of support you have, even given the result of the first fight?
Sorry, could you say it again, please?
Yeah, this is just a highly anticipated rematch in MMA right now. What does it feel like to be part of such a big rivalry, and how does it feel to have the support that you have, even given the result of the first fight?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I like rivalries. I think that having an adversary is a good thing because it gets the best out of you. And as mentioned earlier in the call, I had that in my Cage Warriors days, and it really elevated me to be a new fighter. So it's good to have an adversary and a very good adversary at that. So it's making me reach my highest level.
Thanks to you both. Appreciate it.
All right, I got a question from the National for PaulHughes. How does it make you feel when Usman says that you are not on his level?
It doesn't make me feel anything. I don't really give a fuck at this point. Yeah, we're 2 weeks away. I'll do my talking then.
Thanks. Marty.
Hi, Paul. Saw you in Brussels. Obviously, your duck prop work to get this fight, but I think from the media view and from the outside view, a lot of people think obviously the first fight that's probably Usman on one of his bad days, and that was a spectacular performance from you. I just wanted your honest opinion in terms of talking about levels. What more levels do you have to unlock to make this a PaulHughes W for the second fight?
Brother, like everything, like everything, we all have more levels to go. But I think a good thing about this is having 5 rounds of feedback because that makes it interesting, because we will each come in with different game plans. We will each learn different things from the first fight. And it's up to us to see who makes the better reads and who implements them better. And that's the game here. And that's what makes this so exciting. So that's where I will be reaching a new level.
Thanks. And then 1-2 for Usman. Usman, obviously, now that your brother Islam has moved up in weight class, do you see yourself as the best lightweight in the world?
Right now?
Right now.
For my opinion, I'm always best in the world in lightweight, and doesn't matter even about weights but I don't like to talk about this.
All right. All the best to both of you.
Thank you.
Giancarlo.
First question here for Paul. What did you take away from that fight against Usman the first time? And maybe what did you learn about yourself as a fighter?
I wouldn't say that I learned anything about myself as a fighter. I already knew that that was my level. I've already shown my level many times in very high pressure situations, and that is in fact where I thrive and what I enjoy the most. I think you can tell how much I enjoy this whenever I'm doing it. So yeah, I didn't learn that much. I learned throughout my camps. I learned a little bit more about myself. I learned a little bit more about, I guess, the efficiency of my training. So yeah.
And for Usman, your coach Javier Mendez has spoken very highly about you. Khabib has spoken very highly about you. Is there added pressure for you just to live up to, that credit and that admiration that some of your teammates have for you and the undefeated record and living up to Khabib?
No, this is not pressure. Right now it's pressure when you wake up in early morning and you find like your mother or your father dead now, or your child dead. Now this is a pressure, but this is what's going on right now in Gaza. You know, there is a pressure, brother. When we talk about pressure, like fight, it's not pressure. Fight, it's fight. You know, I'm like, I know 100%. PaulHughes, he's not scared me. I'm not scared to him, and we are fighters. And for us to go to inside the cage and fighting, this is not pressure. This is enjoyed. But pressure is about different things.
Thanks, guys. Best of luck.
All right, guys. Last question, CJ. End us on a good note. Thank you.
Thank you. My question first for Paul. How do you envision this fight going, and what do you have to do to get this W?
What I need to do, I need to bring him to the depths of hell, of course. It's 5 rounds. This is a grueling game, but this is what I enjoy. Of course, as you've seen from my last fight, I can knock anybody out if I connect right. So, of course, that could also happen. But whatever happens, I'm ready for.
And Usman, you say you are a different beast. How has the help of having Khabib, having Islam in the gym, made you a better fighter since January?
A lot. Everything's different. The aura, what we have in the gym, that is different because of first time I was alone. This time I'm with my family and with my team, and it means I have great coaches, great corners, and I'm on the right way.
All right, very good, guys. That's going to be the last answer. Paul, Usman, I want to thank you guys very much for the time today. Travel safe and
Thanks so
get
much.
over to Dubai. And
My
thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Thanks. Bye.
Can't wait.